So we're going
This meeting is being recorded.
Okay, everybody, welcome.
There it goes. Barbara, can you unmute? I mute. Okay.
Okay.
As you're focused on what you're putting in your body and all that good stuff. So it's like for this, it is a lot easier for me to be like, all right, I gotta, and then.
Okay. So, okay, good evening, everybody. My name is Barbara. Tonight, I will be doing the element 15. But before we begin, I would just like to introduce myself. There's a lot of people on here that probably do not know who I am. I'm a health coach, number one. And I'd like to tell you a little bit about my story. The reason why I'm here. Actually, I began the program back in June of last year. The reason that I began was due to a health issue. That's why I started the program. My daughter actually introduced me to the program, and the reason that I was interested in the program was due to my health. Actually, I'm diabetic, and I was actually dealing with high and lows. If anybody, is familiar with diabetes, we have our sugars are rising, and we have lows. Anyway, I was having my highs and my lows during that time period, and I was in the worst shape I think that I have been in as being a diabetic back in last year. And so my daughter was telling me about this program that I was skeptical of actually wanting to go on here because I just thought I don't do things. I think James mentioned I don't like to be told what to do. And I think any programs are usually trying to tell you what to do. So I didn't want to be a part of that. But I was also interested in my health. So eventually what happened is that I decided to do the program skeptically. And as I was doing the program, I noticed that within 2 days that I had a sugar lows. And so I was actually kind of shocked about that I had the sugar lows. But anyway, being on the program has helped me to control my sugar. I used to be tired. I had bloating. I was irritable, swollen feet, a lot of inflammation. And after the program, just being on it for a couple of days, my sugar went down. My bloating went down. The doctor took me off of insulin. So I was actually in shock about that. And then a few days later, he also took me off of additional medicines. So at this point, I feel really good. I have a lot more energy. I no longer have the bloating. I no longer need coffee for energy or anything like that. I feel much better. So I decided that I want to pay it forward. And the reason why I want to pay it forward to become a coach was because I know there's a lot of people that I know that are diabetics and that if they struggle like me, I want to be able to help them as I was helped. So I decided to pay it forward to be able to share my story with others. And like I said, I'm feeling much better. I'm still diabetic. And so what I hope to do now is to get my A1C down, and that's what I'm working on. That's my goal. And once I get that down, it's going to be on and cracking. But anyway, thank you. Thank you, everybody, for that. Anyway, what I want to discuss tonight was element 15, and it's how to eat healthy for life. In this element, we're going to be discussing, I won't discuss all of it, but it's going to be discussing introducing you to a healthy eating system. We're going to share strategies for portion control, as well as easy tools for healthy eating. We're going to be able to identify some pitfalls and solutions for dining out. And also we'll provide some blueprints for managing our eating pattern for life. Okay, so we're going to begin. We're going to start here on page 284 for anybody that has their book open. We're going to go to 284 here. As was mentioned in the element, it's going to be discussing elements on timing. Our goal is to initially use the prepackaged fueling to help you lose weight safely and effectively in a goof-proof way. So when they're combined with the lean and the green, the fuelings are highly effective at introducing predictable weight loss. For those that's in transition, it would also change. It would also this fueling would also change to being a convenient, fast fueling way to overcome the times when healthy food is not available. Okay, so in this part here, it says the goal is to make sure that we have a system that allows you to be in full control of your weight and your metabolic switches, but you'll still be able to eat a large variety of whole foods that make up the full experience of modern life. So I was reading something that was very interesting in Dr. A's book, part 2.4 and 2.7. The reason why I like this part, because a lot of people may feel that, well, why do I have to eat 6 meals? Or why can't I just eat any kind of way I want? Well, in this part that I really like, it spoke about the reason for this is because on the chart on page 180 in our Habits of Health book, it discusses the modern life disease path. And it shows that when it showed you have a dramatic spike in blood sugar and insulin that results from a chaotic way most people eat. For most Americans, there's no pattern or rhythm to their meals, meaning people just eat any kind of way that they want. Throughout their busy days, eating become nothing more than a reaction to their stress, hunger, or they're bored. And I'm sure all of us can attest to that. We get bored, we just want to eat anything. Or if we're stressed out, we see it on TV, people want to use ice cream and all kinds of things to sit there when they're eating at the table. But it says that even though it brings instant relief, it leads to overconsumption of high calorie, nutritionally polluted food that rob people of their health. So, but what many don't understand is that it's not just the type of food that people eat or the excess calories that cause weight gain, but it's the erratic nature of the fueling pattern. So learning how to fuel our bodies efficiently through small meals every 3 hours is one of the most basic and critical habits of health. So I really enjoyed that, because when I talk to some of my clients, I tell them that we need to fuel our bodies. So that's very important that we do that. So one of the things that I mentioned back into the book on page 285, it talks about having a 9-inch plate system for portion control. So it says if you don't already have a 9-inch plate in your kitchen, now is a good time to go get one. And then later on, you guys can look at it to see they have different type of plates, that 9-inch plates that they recommend that you can have. So you can look at that later on. Here on page 286, they provided a diagram and how they have simplified it into 4-component system that mirrors the way people eat. So our typical meal is made up of healthy vegetables, healthy fruits, healthy protein, and healthy grains. Okay, and even though it's noteworthy that although we're designated 20 to 25% for the fruit and vegetables, they said that we should avoid more than 25% coming from the fruit category. We should avoid that, okay? So on page 287, it says that we need to understand the difference between the portion size and our serving meals. This is under the control plate system. So under the serving size, it says that this is set up by the U.S. government, Department of Agriculture. So there are 2 serving size recommendations. The first is a particular food, for example, a half a cup of fruit. The second is the daily 2 recommendation for a healthy diet, or for example, 2 cups of fruit for a 2,000 calorie diet. The second is the portion. So the portion is commonly used to describe how much food is put on our plate in front of us. Our portions may be larger or they may be smaller in size, depending on the particular food. So we're going to discuss here something that Dr. Anderson provided for us, which is the low glycemic portion control. And they brought out 3 practical systems that we're going to learn about, which is it's automatic, Number 2, it supports weight loss. And number 3, it teaches you how to eat healthy. This is the practical system about the glycemic. So what the doctor has did, he provided this code, color code, that it will show how the different type of foods we should eat with the low glycemic, and then between the low and the medium and the high. But one thing that he says that it's critical that we understand at the beginning of our transition that we need to eat breakfast within the hour of awakening. We need to eat something every 3 hours. It needs to be healthy dinner, and we should only eat lower glycemic carbohydrates in transition. Okay, so he mentioned about the color codes. And so at the bottom of 288, it says, our simple color code charts. He developed this to make it easier for people to do their shopping. And one of the things he said about this color code, a side point that we all need to remember, it says, if you stay in the green, you will stay lean. So I thought that to be interesting. He said that the message couldn't be simpler, staying away from refined sugar and flour while instead focusing on eating low glycemic carbohydrates and healthy foods is the best way to lose weight and create health. So we must stay away from the ultra processed Western diet and unhealthy carbs. We can turn off insulin. It says, so we can turn off insulin so the body stops behaving like a fat storage depot. So if we stay away from this Western diet of this unhealthy eating, these eating of the carbs and stuff, it will turn off the insulin, so our body will stop reacting. So I thought that was very interesting as well. On page 290, he mentioned the color code for the glycemic index. It says there's a rule of thumb for food that contains carbohydrates. We have the dark green, we have the light green, we have the light orange, and then we have the red. The dark green is for the lower glycemic, which is the best food for weight loss. And as you see in the red is the toxic food we should avoid at all costs. We should never eat those type of foods. So let's get into it and let's see what type of the color codes that we have here. On page 293, we have here, and I'm not going to go through all of them because you can do it on your own, but we have the vegetable and the fruit choices here, and we see the very low GI, 15 or less, and then we see the high. So as they brought out the green one, the lowest one here would be the better food for us. Okay, and then when we flip over to page, the following page, 294, it gives us the fruit chart. It gives us the protein chart. And what I like about the protein chart here that I saw that I thought was interesting with the fresh fish, it mentioned the fresh and also the canned, which is under the green, which is very good. I thought that was very interesting. Like the canned fish, we got the salmon, we got the sardines, we got the mackerel, we got the tuna. I thought that was very interesting. When we flip over to the next page here, we have the fat content of meat. And so again, when we go back and we see the 4 colors that they pointed out there, go back to it real quick. I thought it was interesting. With the low through the toxic, we look over here at the fat content of meat, and we see that we have the green section, and then we have the red. So we got the lamb ribs, the spare ribs, the ground beef, sausage, some of these things that we need to stay away from. Okay, and then we have the poultry here. And we have different sections here, and I like what they talk about, the legumes, the beans, very low and then low. So I thought that was very interesting as well. So I don't want to take up too much more time because I want to ask you all some questions. But when you get a chance to look at the chart, I thought it was very good. We got the cereals, we got the breads, we got the pasta, everything. There's no reason why, if we go through the information in the book, that we should not be able to eat healthy. That's how and I see that. And one thing I do want to bring up before I turn it over to you all is under fats on page 305. It talks about the fats, and you notice that here, United States, US, they have the highest compared to Japan and Africa. So we eat very unhealthy. We eat very unhealthy, and the food that we eat can cause is causing diabetes, heart disease, obesity, several types of cancers. So you know, this was a very good element that I really enjoyed because it shows us how we can really eat healthy. There's no reason why we shouldn't. I love the color codes. So when we go shopping, it makes it easier for us to look for foods and we don't have to guess. So anyway, what I would like to do at this time is turn it over and see how, you know, what points that people that you all enjoyed or what did you learn from this element tonight. Anybody have any thoughts? Okay, Ina.
Man, yeah, you just opened my eyes, man. This is so good. I am so serious. You just helped me a lot. Thank you. Thank
Well,
you.
thank you. Thank you. It helped me out too. I really enjoyed it. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, we have James.
Yeah, this was good, really good. Thank you, Barbara, and great job covering it. This element is a lot of info here with our plate, but I love it because when we for those that are still on the weight loss phase of their program, you will get to the point where you're going to reach your goal or get close to transition into optimizing and eating healthy for the rest of your life. And that's why I love our program, because it's not a diet, but it's truly a lifestyle plan that's going to teach us, if we utilize these tools, it's going to teach us the mindset and the skills on how to eat, how to cook healthy, and you know, our portions for the rest of our life. But one of the things that I appreciate and I wanted to share is this element referenced part 2.8 a lot in the Dr. A's Habits of Health book. And one of the things that I looked at is keeping portions in check when we go out to eat at a restaurant, because I like to eat out. If I had it my way, I would eat out I love a good home cooked meal, but I just enjoy eating out. I don't know what it is. I just enjoy being out and eating out and dining out with friends and family. But what I love about this, and on page 338 inside the Dr. A's Habits of Health books, it give us some tips and ideas on how to still go out to eat at restaurants and still enjoy it. I've been coaching 5 years, and I hear a lot of people talk about they feel like socially they can't do this program because they can't go out to eat or they can't enjoy, things like that. But you can, and Dr. A gives us a good, some points on how to go out to eat and still be healthy. And I'm gonna just go through a few of the points, but he says, well, first of all, we know restaurant servings have become out of control, and it is okay to eat out, but here's a few tips. They talked about visualize divisions on the 9-inch plate that you talked about, Barbara. But it says, and me and Flora, we did this weekend. We went out to eat on Sunday, and it says, order 2 appetizers instead of an entree, such as a soup and a salad or a shrimp cocktail, and then order a meal to split. And that's exactly what we did. I went and ordered 2 appetizers, the soup and salad, and then we ordered an appetizer and we shared it. Some other things it tells you is, this was a good one. When you order your food, ask for the leftover containers when you place your order. When your meal comes, eyeball the proper portion right away, and put the rest in a box and take home. So before you start eating it, because we know when we get that meal, we just want to eat it all, and we just talking, and we might have a drink and we're just going, and before we know, we ate the whole thing. But it's a really cool tip. So order the to-go plate. When you order your meal, have them bring it, put your portion in the box, and take the rest home for your lean and green or your meal the next day. I thought those were really good tips.
Thank you, James. Thank you, James. Ricky?
Okay, I really love this chapter, this unit too, because, well, with all the things you said, which you really brought out wonderfully. Thank you so much, Barbara. But there's a page on page 309 rather, where it tells us about different spices. And I've always been afraid to use spices. The only spice I ever use is black pepper and salt, and I don't even like to use salt anymore. But this is going to help me because it's telling us different herbs and spices that you can use to make your meal more palatable. And one of the first things it mentions is the polyphenols that are in curcumin, which is found in turmeric. So we can put that in our turmeric, and it has anti-inflammatory properties. And then the next one comes down, it says topping it off with herbs and spices gives us a whole list of herbs and spices that we can use. And it says toss food with a simple mixture of sea salt, black pepper, olive oil, and vinegar. Now, okay, I do that one. But then this one, add red pepper to an egg white omelet to decrease the hunger and increase your metabolism. So throw some red pepper, those little things, little kernels, and add a pinch of turmeric to add a hint of mustard flavor and reduce inflammation. And don't forget garlic, cilantro, parsley, and basil, which add so much flavor and have numerous health benefits. But yet all these things have very little calories, if any at all. So, but they can make the difference in your meal.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. I thought that was interesting as well. And I love turmeric. I love it. And I love garlic. I love all those that you mentioned. I love all those seasonings. Yes, yes. Okay, thank you. Cindy, excuse me, Cindy.
Oh, but I think I told, wait a minute, what's her name? Sylvia. But what happened to me this weekend, we went to an anniversary thing and stayed overnight. And the thing about it, I had packed all my stuff, all my fuelings and stuff. I just was ready to go. Why did when I got there, I didn't even have the bag? So I panicked. We were too far away, and I panicked. I was like, okay, so what do I do? So what I did, because my husband knows about what I'm doing, so I said, would you please go to Starbucks and get me the diet latte, whatever it is, the largest that you have. And I did that with water. And then I was okay. Then when I got hungry again, I drank some more water. By that time, it was time for us to eat dinner. Well, he had already pre-ordered it, so he knew what not to put on my plate. So all I had was salmon and the vegetables. If it would have been rice or potato, I would have ate it. I know me. They're just my weakness. So I ate that. I drank the water, and I was fine. But I was still scared because next morning we had breakfast. Now I'm looking like, what can I eat? Okay, we have fruit, we have vegetables. Okay, so what he ordered, an omelet, and I did have bacon. But I'm just telling this story to say this. I thought I was going to gain another 5 to 10 pounds, and I didn't. I lost 2.3 pounds. So I was afraid. I thought, but I did right, but I didn't. I had to do what I had to do within reason, and I didn't know how it was going to turn out, but it turned out. So I did utilize some of what we just talked about in this element.
Okay. Well, thank you for sharing, Cindy. Thank you. And very good on your weight loss, despite it all. Okay, Ricky, did you have another comment or?
I'm sorry,
No?
I just forgot to lower my hand. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Well, did anybody else have anything that they wanted to share about this element this evening? Anybody else? If we don't have anyone else, then I'm going to turn everything back over to James. Thank you all for your support. Thank you. I really enjoyed it. And if I sounded nervous, I was nervous. And I was kind of late. I'll tell James and tomorrow what happened later. But anyway, yeah, I mean, I was prepared all day. But anyway, thank you all. And I hope that you all did get something from this element. Thank you. Okay, James, turn it over to you.
We most certainly did. Thank you, Barbara. Appreciate you. And I couldn't tell. I don't know if you guys could, but I couldn't tell you were nervous at all. You did great, did amazing. And thank you. Thank you for stepping up and leading us on this element. You guys throw some chat and love, please. Can we throw some chat and love? Let's throw some love in the chat for Barbara and thank her for doing this. So we do actually have a few minutes. We have 3 minutes till we jump into our coaching call. Let's do this. Maybe if we have 1 or 2 people that just want to come off mute and maybe just share what is something you're excited about in your journey. If there's any wins, any victories, any challenges, anything that you've experienced over the last week since we've met that you want to share with us. We would love to hear. If anybody wants to raise their hand or come off mute, and if there's any wins or victories whatsoever, we would love to hear it. Anybody? I know we got all these amazing people on. Somebody had some wins last week, whether it's on the scale
James,
or
this is,
non-scale.
hello,
Hello.
this is Jane,
Hi,
and
Jane.
Ricky is my coach. And she is encouraging me to tell my victory. I like to hear when people are having problems with the program, because it seems like everybody that's on that speaks are successful. So that's one reason I have a fear of speaking. But the program does work. I didn't have any health issues. I needed to lose weight. I'm 78 years old. And so I have been on this program. I joined the gym, and the gym was for strength training. And because I was on your program, they wrote me up because I lost 4 ounces of fat in such a short period of time. They 21 days to check out the gym to see if I could do it. And in that short period of time, I lost a lot of fat. I forget how much it was, but they say nobody has ever done that. I said, because I'm on an Optavia program that teaches me how to burn fat. So I wanted to lose 20 pounds. I lost the 20 pounds and I still need to lose more weight. So I'm trying to lose 10 more pounds, but I love the program. And thank you, Ricky, for helping me, and thank you, everybody. But I'd like more people to talk about their challenges. It helps me because I've had a lot of challenges.
Love it. Thank you, Jane, for sharing that. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. And I love that you're even at your age, because you are a great example to show that what optimization really is, because you lost the weight and you didn't just stop there, but you went into optimizing with weight training and lifting weights, which is amazing. So congrats on that. And thank you for sharing. And yeah, so this call that's why we come together, is because we love to celebrate. We love the victories and the wins, but this is also a safe place to where if you guys do have challenges, this is, of course, you have your coach and the Facebook group and nutrition support, and they're there to help you with challenges. But this is probably one of the best places where you can share those things, because everyone on here is either a client or a coach. So if you want some tips, some feedback on some of the challenges you're having, this is probably one of the best places to share it, because you're going to get the help that you need. So I love it. But thank you, Jane, for sharing. So look, I love this because we're at time and we got all these hands that just went up. So we'll hear from a few of you guys, but let's just keep it very, very brief. Go ahead, Wanda.
Well, I started recently in September, and I've had my challenges. I did good the first week and pretty decent the second week, but then the third and fourth week, I didn't shed any weight. And I hadn't been cheating or anything, but I lost some weight this past week. So I was telling my coach, Sylvia, that I'm not giving up. And when I didn't hear from her last Monday, I said, I hope you didn't give up on me. And so she said, no. But it's I guess we're all different and we'll lose at different paces. And Barbara told me that. So I try not to compare myself to anyone. That's it.
I love it. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. I do know Sylvia was, she probably told you, but I know she was traveling from Mexico last week. So that's probably why, but Sylvia is one of the best of the best, but appreciate you for sharing the wins and the challenges. Stanley and Crystal, let's hear from you guys for a couple seconds, and then we'll wrap up.
Okay, my name is Crystal, and Barbara's my coach. I just want to be upfront with what's going on with me. I noticed since I've been on since October the 5th, I was doing pretty well, but my issue is constipation. And then this week I was very disappointed because where I was at before, then next thing I know, I couldn't weigh in Monday because I wasn't feeling well and I was constipated, just miserable. So then I weighed in this morning and I was 5 pounds over. So that was pretty discouraging for me. So I just decided that, you know what, it may have been a discouraging and a little block for me, but I'm going to continue on. I need to get this. I figure like this, if you don't eliminate, you're not going to lose. So I don't know if it's the fiber intake or what's going on.
Yeah, I love it. Thank you,
Need
Crystal.
help.
Yeah. A couple places I have suggestions for that is one of the best things you can do, and I know a lot of coaches had struggled with that here, but I'll give you 2 places to go to get really, really good answers is call nutrition support. So the number is just 1-888-OPTAVIA. And then I think it's prompt number 3 is nutrition support. I don't know if you guys know this, but you guys all have access to licensed nutritionists and dietitians, and they're like experts when it comes to anything. So I would call them, or you can email them. I don't know the email right offhand, but call them and let them know what you're going through, what you're feeling. And nutrition support is a great tool or resource for something like that. The other thing is, if you're in the Facebook group, in the Healthy Habits with Us, that is our support group, our community group. Go into that group, and then in the search, go in Healthy Habits with Us. In the search, type in constipation, and you are going to see that group's been going on for 10 years, and there's almost 22,000 people on there. I know as a fact, because I've had a lot of clients that dealt with this, there's a lot of helpful tips, different viewpoints you'll get on constipation. So just go in the Facebook group and search constipation and read through some of the comments and the tips in that group. Go check that out, Crystal. I think that'll help.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for sharing. Go ahead, Stanley. You'll bring us home.
I just want to share. Thank you, everybody. I'm going to share where I'm at right now on my journey. My BMI is down 11.3 pounds, 11.3, and my body fat is down 17.1%. So sometimes we just look at the scale and see where our weight is, what that number is, but we also want to pay attention to those numbers as well. So just sharing that. Thank you.
Love it. I love it. Thank you, Stanley, for sharing it. Appreciate you. All right, and we got some great tips in the chat for that too. So that's very, very helpful. Thank you guys for sharing those things. So this will wrap up our client community call. We are going to transition into our coaching call. Thank you guys all for being here tonight. Next week, we will be going into element 16. Let's see, I'm in 15 and there's so many pages. So this was a big element. 16. What are we talking about next week? Dealing with, it's a good one. Element 16, dealing with addictive food. So you guys look over that, and then next week, as you guys go through that element this week, we would love to hear from you on how this element has helped you. Thank you guys all for being here. We're going to transition to our coaching call. Clients, if you want to stay, you are more than welcome to stay on. We'll be on till the end of the hour. But as we meet with clients, we also like to meet with our coaches and on ways we can become better in our business, help more people, and just become better coaches. So thank you guys all for being on and for being here this evening. We'll see you next week. Very cool. So we are going to transition into our coaching team call. And to kick it off, we would love to hear from, we have quite a few new coaches that has joined the team. within the last month or two that we haven't been able to hear from. So we're going to bring them in because we want to hear from you guys. Oh, there, yep, there she is. Okay, I'm getting a message, a private message saying that Cindy wants to share. So you guys, I want to introduce you guys to client who's done amazing. She's going to share it. I don't want to take her fame, but she's also a coach. But she's going to tell you guys a little about her journey and her story. And go ahead, Cindy, would love to hear from you.
Can everyone hear me?
Loud and clear.
Awesome. Hello, everyone. Thank you for allowing me to speak. James, Floyd is my coach, and so is James. I actually reached out to her because I have GI issues, and I actually had C. diff, and I had a procedure done for that. And even though I had the procedure and it eliminated the side effects, I was still throwing up acidic food, or the food continued to be acidic in my body. Ever since I started Optavia, I live a normal life. I feel great every morning. I'm not bloated anymore, but I'm human. I'm on my second month, going on my third, and there has been challenges. There has been times where I want the ice cream because I'm doing so great and I've been so committed, but then I read the elements and I realize that my goals are not a reflection of anybody else's lifestyle. They're my lifestyle and what I want. And that just doesn't fit with my lifestyle right now. Maybe down the road, but not at the moment. And so I have such a great support team that constantly brings me back on track. I did cheat yesterday. I went to the fair with my children and I had a cinnamon roll, and my body just doesn't take it the same way anymore. I'm now more like I want water. I need water. Before I never would drink water, and now I have to fuel myself with 80 ounces of water minimum. And I just feel great. Every single day I wake up, I feel great. I no longer need coffee. I don't need tea. This program has been life-changing. So hopefully I can be a coach and I can help people and I'm able to pay it forward. But right now, I'm trying to do the best on my journey so I could be the best coach possible. So hopefully I get some tips today as well.
Yes, yes, yes. Wow. Cindy, thank you so much for sharing that. Man, we should have got you on earlier, but it's okay. We'll hear from you next week because that was good. That was really good. Thank you, Cindy, for sharing that. So good. You guys throw some love in the chat for Cindy and welcome her because I think this is the first time we've heard from her. So like she said, she did sign on as a client. She started on her journey. She signed on as a coach. And I know she's really, really focusing on her own personal health. But I just know because she's doing so well and she's so excited about what she's doing and her transformation. It's one of those things like you can't hide weight loss. And you also cannot share when something's good is happening to you. So that's going to kind of overflow. And eventually she's going to start impacting and influencing a lot of people. And because of her, she said yes to her health. I know a lot of people are going to say yes to their own personal health. So Cindy, thank you for sharing. Appreciate you. That was really good. Love it. Cool. Let's see. Who else do we have? Is there any other coaches that we haven't heard from that would love to share? Nope, I think we got it pretty much everyone. Barbara, have we heard from Kashida?
We did very, very, very briefly, but we would love to hear from her.
Kashida, your coach, you heard your coach. That's why I asked your coach.
You guys are horrible.
Kashida, give us an update. How are you doing? Where are you at in your journey?
I've been struggling. You know, I have a love for potatoes and French fries, and you know, it's a problem. It's a real problem. Why is that? What in the world? What did I do? Did I do something? Okay, it's a problem. So I have recognized that it's a problem, and I have been trying to avoid routes that have me passing up McDonald's. And when I do have to pass up McDonald's, I make sure that it is an inconvenient and, you know, that I'm way over in the other lane and not fighting to get over to it. And I am making sure that I have an extra shake in the car with me. So as long as I have that shake in the car or that bar in the car, I seem to do okay for my, you know, my route, my commute home. But that was a problem. And I was like, I don't understand what's happening. And then I was like, wait a minute, you're stopping to get your French fries like once a week and you're loving them. And then you're going on your walk thinking that your walk is going to be okay, and it's not. So that's where I'm at.
All right, there it is. We love it. Thank you for being open, transparent, and sharing where you're currently at in your journey. And as you know, you have support. You have a great coach who also has a great support. So use them, and let them help you really get focused on your why and what do you want and why are you doing this. I think that'll help. But thank you for sharing. I know we kind of threw you and put you on the spot, but I appreciate you sharing. Cool. So so let's do this. We have about 15 minutes left. Two things I wanna go over real quick. I know our coaches that were in Cabo with us last week have meeting tonight. So maybe if we can get them to share just for a little bit, a little takeaways we had from Cabo. And sorry, I didn't prepare for this. I actually didn't come into this really prepared. I didn't want to do a lot of training today because for those that are on our decision group, we're training every single morning for 15 minutes. So I thought today would be great. We can just kind of share and just kind of talk what are some challenges. But let's do this. Tamar, if you could, we would love to hear from you. Sylvia, I know you guys have meeting, but maybe if you guys can just share some takeaways that you guys got from Cabo last week, because we were in Cabo, we had a leadership event and coaches qualified to go to Cabo. We had fun, we had a great time. It was a blast, and we also trained. We were with the best of the best in the organization, so we got to kind of talk to each other and pick each other's brain from the ones that are actually doing the do. And so maybe we can have Tamar, if you just want to share a few things, or Silvio, if you can, that you got maybe a few takeaways from Cabo, if you want to share with the group. And then Flora, if you can also share too. Tamar, Silvio, are you guys available for a few minutes?
Off camera, because I'm like in the process of getting dressed about to roll out the house. But no, like Cabo was amazing as far as just like the training. What I loved the most was just the coaching community. Just learned a lot just from leaders who's, creating their own business, already have a business going. It was a lot of mindfulness type training in regards to just getting out of our own way, just reaching out and just creating a new path. I was trying to look for my notes. You should have told me, Jay, so I would have been ready and had some notes, but overall, it was just a really good experience. Rachel was on there, a lot of other leaders, but I'll let somebody else go who's got their notes because I don't have it on me right now.
No, that was good. Thank you, Tamar, for sharing that. I know I just kind of put it on the spot too, but thank you for sharing. Appreciate you. Let's see, Crystal. No, I think Crystal had to jump off. I know she's probably in the parking lot. Oh no, she's there. Okay, go ahead, Crystal. She looks like she's still in the car. Go ahead. I mean, Sylvia. I'm sorry, Sylvia.
Oh, everybody. Yeah, it was an amazing few days while we were in Cabo. It was, we learned a lot about how to be better coaches and supporting our clients, and yet at the same time, how to manage our time so we can like spend the best time, make the most of our time and not necessarily have to use more time in doing what we do. And if you want any more detail about that, then yeah, of course, get with your coach, your mentorship, and or ask us any questions or whatever. I really learned a lot from that. And it kind of goes along with what we learned about the value of structure. If you're not in the decision, please join us in the morning so that you can have access to the playbacks, because it will help to make your business a lot easier, whatever it is that's going on in your mind right now that you're thinking, I'm not being as successful of a coach as I would like to be. It's being addressed every week, every day in the decision in the 15 minutes that we get together. So and a lot of the points are being reiterated that we had in Cabo. So yeah, come join us in the morning, and it will really help to put some solid in your business.
Love it. Thank you, Sylvia. Appreciate you. And it was fun. We had a lot of fun out there. Okay, cool. So Flor, you wanna share, Flor Deline?
Sorry, Luna's trapping herself in the laundry room. Anyway, yes, so sorry. It was amazing. I mean, as you've heard, sorry, so sorry. You want to get her? She's stuck. Sorry, guys. So yeah, like James said, it was an amazing experience. We had training, we had fellowship, we did all kinds of fun stuff, and just being around the positive community, people who want more in their lives, people who really contend for their health and their well-being and really care about those around them. We know what this program has done for us, and it's just, the weight loss is just one small part, right? There's so much in here that helps us in here. And for me, that change has been tremendous, to say the least. I mean, one of the concepts we learn about is E plus R equals O, right? So what is that? It's event plus the response equals the outcome. So me personally, I used to be a very anxious person, high stress person, worry about everything under the sun, catastrophe mindset, right? I catastrophize everything. So I don't know if you heard, but on the way to Cabo, Luna tore up my passport, and I was told at the airport before we left, I don't know if you're going to be able to come back. This is the agent telling me, I don't know if you'll be able to come back into the country. You can go, but I can't guarantee you'll be let back in. The old me would have just fallen apart and said, I'm not going to go. My whole trip is ruined. This is going to ruin my whole year. I would have been boohoo crying about it, right? Poor me, pity party. But I stood there and I had to meditate for a while and really get through all those human feelings that I had. And I said, you know what, we're already here, we're already packed, and I'm gonna count on the goodness of people and good karma and just pray that everything will work out. And we went and we had an amazing time. And on the way back, we had no problems whatsoever. The TSA, I mean, the customs agent was making jokes about his kids, and it was not an issue at all. So my response was to just go for it, right? And the outcome turned out I had an amazing time and it wasn't even a problem. So, oh well. So that concept alone has changed my mindset completely. There's so many things. Let's see what else. We know what we have, right? As the program, we know what we have. We know what it's done for us. We know how amazing it is, how it can change our life, not just physically and mentally, but also financially. James gets to be home all day and watch Luna because he replaced his income in a couple of months. And that's easy to overlook, but how many families would want that? How many families would want to have at least one parent home with the kids so they can actually grow up with their parent being present? And to me, it's just being grateful about that and sharing that, because that is truly a gift. So even if someone, wants $500 extra a month, if someone wants to pay for their food, or if someone wants to replace their income, that can happen. If someone wants to build something amazing with this and make, we don't have the disclaimer on here, but make $100,000 a month, you can, right? And that's just it. We have to have a clear vision of what we want, whether it's physically, what's our physical and health goal. Have a clear vision and keep it in your mind and picture it every single day. And every action that you do is going to take you there as long as you keep that very clear in your mind and you're passionate about it and you have delayed gratification, right? We know it's not going to happen overnight. We're patient with ourselves and we work for it every day. And as long as we don't give up, we'll get there. So there was so many things, but I think I've talked too much already. So James, I'll give it back to you.
Oh my goodness, you guys, y'all, we don't even need to hear from me no more. We're just gonna let Flora take over. Okay, go with mommy. We're gonna just let Flora take over these trainings from now on. All right, you guys cool with that? Love it, so good. Thank you, Flora, for sharing that. Yeah, it was good. I think for me, it was a lot of things. Cabo was a lot of things. I've been to a lot of events with Optavia, and these ones are always my favorite because we get the training element. Of course, we do a little bit of training. To be honest, to be real, and Josh Bamba and the top leaders even say this, what Optavia does is we find really cool vacation spots that we want to go to. And then we'll put together, a 2-3 hour little training for, so it's a tax benefit and tax write-off. We got to do some type of training. But I love these type of events because we get to bring our family. So Flora came with me. We brought Luna. We also paid for Flora's mom to come with us, and she was our travel nanny. So we had grandma come in and watch Luna so that Flora and I, we can do the coaching, the couple business things, but then we were still able to do things as a family, in the pool, boat rides, and all that good stuff. So for me, events like this just help me to continue seeing what's possible and to think bigger. One of the things that I know Flora and I talked to Tamara, Sylvia, and Carol was also there. And one of the things we said is, how cool would it be next year if all of our team was there? Like how cool would that be? Like we're all there in Cabo, but we all bring our family. Like how cool would that be? And so that's the goal. That's what we're really going to be working towards next year is we love, traveling and doing things. And, Optavia has blessed us to where we can do a lot of things like that. But we want to travel with our team. We want to travel with our coaches because when we find people that we want to build and we want to grow with, we also want to travel and have fun with. And we get to work together. We get to build together, but we also get to have fun together in these beautiful all-inclusive resorts and things like that. So that's pretty much what Cabo did for me, and why I appreciate Optavia and these events that are going on. So last thing is we have 5 minutes. What we'll do is we'll open it up because we want to hear from a couple other coaches that are in the decision group. And this is why I didn't want to spend a lot of time here just training, because we're pretty much training every single day, Monday through Friday for 15 minutes. We're going through that coaching app and we're literally giving you everything that you need to know to build a successful coaching business in 15-minute increments, and then giving you the action steps. So let's take the next 5 minutes, and we'd like to just hear from you guys, those that are in the group. What are you getting out of it? Is it helping? I know I did get a message from, oh man, I'm so sorry. I don't know if it was it Kashida? Somebody messaged me today saying, they're appreciating the group. It's helping them. I don't remember exactly what it was. I'm so sorry, but maybe you guys can just share for those that are in it. What are you getting out of it? Latoya, I know you're on it doing the action steps. Anybody else that's in that group? Is it helping at all? Barbara, go ahead.
I appreciate the coaching app. I think if you remember a conversation we had a while back ago, when we was discussing, I said, why can't we just have everything in one place? That's what I was saying. So I really like it. I've been on there and I see that everything's there, even though I'm used to having everything in another place now, but I always have to look for it when I'm going on there looking for it, where did I store it at? But now I just go straight to the coaching app, and then it has more additional information and things are made clearer, and it's more simpler and it's easier. And so I'm actually enjoying that. So that's one of the things that I'm enjoying. And I'm also enjoying the action steps because it's easier for me. I just go in here and say, what I got to do? I got to do this, and I do that. So I've been really liking that. Yeah.
Nice, love it. And it was Fadia. Fadia was the one. So I don't know if she's on or she'll probably be watching the playback, but Fadia messaged me and just told me she's, you know, how it's helping her and all the, oh, Fadia is on. So Fadia, if you do want to share that, we would love to hear from you how this training is helping you. Go ahead, Stanley.
Yeah, so, okay. Yeah, I like the brevity of the meetings, 15 minutes, man, that's great. It's some good information being considered during that time. And I mean, I actually like just the action steps. That helps me to be more structured instead of being all over the place. It's like, okay, hey, do this today. And I've gotten great results so far. I've been able to I've signed up 4 new clients so far since I've started doing that, and a new coach, which I'm trying to get him on here, little scheduling conflicts, but you know, it's been very helpful. I've had some great results just from this consideration. So thank you.
Love it. Love it. Thank you, Stanley, for sharing that. Fadia, go ahead.
Of course, you're gonna call on me. That never fails. But I'm sorry, I'm in the car. I'm driving, so that's why I'm not showing you my face. But yes, for me, definitely, it's putting the missing links for me, because I was missing a lot of things and trying to figure things out. But I'm definitely learning a lot. Not to mention getting this turtle out of her shell, because I'm a very shy, not, center of attention person, but it takes a lot to, if I, like, even the video we had to do yesterday, I just close my eyes and just say send, share before I change my mind. So I'm learning a lot. And learning the steps of what I need to do on a daily basis. So, because I actually print out those steps so I can continue to have some type of agenda to do every day, because I'm one of those, even though I'm not fully structured because I have no sense of time, but I like to know what I have to do on a daily basis. So I'm loving it.
So good. Yeah. Thank you, Fadia, for sharing that. Yeah, and I have noticed. So you can't claim that you're shy anymore and you're in your shell, because the Fadia I've been seeing, doing these live videos and these stories, that's who you used to be. That is no longer you. So that story that you used to claim, I'm a shy person, you might as well just toss that. That's not you anymore. This is the new Fadia. This is the new improved 2.0 Fadia.
Oh my goodness.
Love it. So good. Okay. One more. Anybody else? Anybody else, Latoya?
I need to go and do that. Can you hear me? Okay, I hope you can hear me. Yes, I am actually loving the action steps, because that's actually what I needed, more structure and like knowing what to do instead of me trying to like figure out what to do. So I actually look forward to the action steps, and I'm doing it, and I hope you guys can still hear me. And I'm getting a lot of great responses from it. I'm getting more people interested. The reason why I'm late today is because I was on a health assessment. So I'm doing more health assessments, which is great, which is what I need. And yeah, I'm getting a great response, more engagement, and I'm loving it.
So good. I love it. So good. All right. So we're going to keep it going. I was thinking about just stopping the decision and canceling because I didn't know if I'm just totally kidding. I'm just kidding, you guys. So we will keep it going. It's been a lot of fun. Even with the leadership team, with Tamara, I don't know why I keep calling Sylvia, with Crystal, with Sylvia and Carol putting the training together. So today we heard from Flora. I think tomorrow we're going to hear from Tamara. We'll hear from Carol this week. We'll also hear from Sylvia. So it's really, really good. So we'll see you guys on that bright and early tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. And thank you guys all for being here. And we'll see you guys all next week. You guys have a good night.
Good night.
Take care. Bye-bye.